Alright guys, so this next video is about how to be authentic on camera. I hope the audio is good. I hope it's catching very well, but I think it's an opportune time to talk about it because I'm in this public place, like in this river park, and there's people walking by all the time staring at me and, oh, what is he doing? Is he a fucking YouTuber and all this kind of stuff? And I'm like, I'm in the zone with you trying to talk, right? And I'm able to do so without like and changing. Um, let's talk about how to do that. How to do that. First thing to say is I was not like this all the time, and I still struggle with people's gaze, all this kind of stuff. Still, yeah, it's a fact. But how do we do this? How do you become more authentic on camera? Essentially, becoming more authentic on camera is not different to becoming more authentic in real life. The only difference is that when you're in front of the gear, like, you have to get used to looking at the lens and imagining that you're talking to like somebody. Like I'm imagining I'm talking to you as I stare at this lens, right? And I talk to you like I talk to a friend. That's the only difference. But like authentically speaking as yourself on camera is a very minor step from authentically speaking as yourself off camera. Let's talk about that. Like, what is authenticity? It's like become a buzzword, right? Authentic. It essentially just means being radically honest in how you feel and saying it. Being radically honest, that's authenticity. And vulnerability. I would say those two are the key words to unpack this buzzword authenticity. If you're vulnerable, if you are radically honest, in these moments, your true self will come through and the other person will feel it and they will value it because it's authentic. Not because the content of what you shared was valuable, but because it's real. And realness is rare to see in the world. Okay? So for example, like, I have a fitness channel where I talk about like fitness content and stuff. And then the reason people appreciated a lot of my fitness content is because I was able to show my vulnerable self. Like when I was chubby, like when I struggled with diet, like when I fell back into binge eating, right? And I spoke really, really honestly. My best performing video, I spoke in the intro in the most honest way about the psychological process that goes on in my head every time I fail my diet and go into binge eating. And when you're honest and vulnerable like that, there's a certain tone of voice. Like, even right now, I think on like I'm trying to put on a bit of a persona maybe. I don't know. But it's not 100% from how I am. I have a bit of a headache going on. I'm a little bit self-conscious of the people like looking at me and my shorts being a bit too short and stuff like. But like that, just saying that, right? That you probably felt like this. It's just he's not lying there. That's authenticity. That's all it is. That's all it is. You don't have to complicate it. How to be authentic on camera, how do you da. That's it. You just become honest and vulnerable and realize that in itself is value. It's not like, oh, you have to do these exercises to lose weight or build muscle. It's the fact that I'm speaking honestly about it. That is more important to people. That is what builds true connection between you and your audience and you and someone that's on the other side of the camera. It's that you come in from an authentic space. Okay, so that's how to speak authentic. Now, maybe you know that, but you're like, all right, that's all good and well, but how do I do it? Well, let's think about what's holding you back, because it's when you ask the question, how do you do it? You're thinking, oh, Wanhee, give me some tips, give me some tricks, give me things I can do or add, or like little things I can add to my arsenal that's going to allow me to explode in an authentic way, right? But that's not it. Like a lot of things in life, like achieving your fitness goals, whatever, achieving the dream body, it's not about getting more shit. It's about letting go. It's about getting rid of the smokescreen, getting rid of the obstacles, letting go of the chains that hold you back. And it's so true in the field of authenticity that we speak of letting go rather than adding more stuff. Let me explain. The reason you're not able to be authentic is because you're scared what people will think. Like, I think about, these Korean people, it's very not normal to be doing what I'm doing right now in this park, like with this camera, speaking out loud in English, is drawing all this kind of attention. You start getting worried, right? You start getting like, oh, what are they gonna think? Whoa. And you start putting on a persona. You start trying to do all this weird shit to be accepted, to be liked by people, so that people don't think you're weird, right? You do that, I do that. And then you think, why do you do that? Why do you want to be liked by people so much? Because you feel dangerous otherwise. You feel abandoned and unworthy otherwise. Because your existence doesn't feel enough as it is. You don't feel like good in your body. You have certain traumas that made you feel unworthy of love and respect, right? Everybody has this. Practically everybody. Unless you're like a psycho narcissist, right? So you have it, and so you care too much. My high school friends will judge me if they see me on YouTube. You think I didn't have that? You think I didn't have that? These people who aren't really even part of my life, like these imaginary university friends, high school friends, my cousins of wherever, are gonna see it, and they're gonna think, oh, look what he's turned into. Oh, like, look at him, a YouTuber who hasn't found a job. Like, these things that I vocalize now, they sound stupid, right? They sound fucking dumb. But this is legitimately the actual voices in my head, in your head, that's stopping you from pressing record, that's stopping you from trying something. Accept it. And realize that those are the chains that are holding you back from authenticity. Because I give you permission right now. I literally, because nobody else will, I'll give you the permission to just put record and just speak like me. Because I know you can do it. You're going to be like, oh, no, I can't do it. You can do it. You really can do it. But, I can't do it. I was never good on camera. The reason you can't, I promise you, is that you think other people are going to laugh at you in some way, or even some other part of yourself's going to laugh at yourself. But you can do it because you've done it before. There are times where you got so mad or so enraged or so impassioned, it's not even a word, I just made that up. You're so into something that you just let go. You didn't give a fuck what anyone's thought, and you just you just went on it. There was that moment, right? And you spoke with charisma, you spoke with sick vocal projection, gestures, everything was aligned, it was honest, it was even powerful. So why you think you can't do it on camera? Same reason I couldn't for 7-8 years. I had the idea of starting YouTube in Paris in 2014. It's like 8 years ago. I didn't do it because I was scared, I guess, of what people might say. But think of it this way, man. You're gonna be old, okay? Life's gonna pass you by. It's the same old cliche phrase, but it's so true. It's gonna go, man. It's gonna go. And you're gonna wonder, like, what the fuck did I do all my life not doing what I wanted, not saying what I wanted, not trying that crazy little thing, not taking those risks? Just because I was worried what my imaginary high school friends would have thought of me, when all they do is literally give you 0.13 seconds of attention as they scroll through their Instagram feed, because they're so encapsulated in how other people think about them. They're in their world. They're thinking about their shit. They're not thinking about you. So that's what you have to focus on. You need to focus on you and realize nobody gives a shit about you. Nobody gives a fuck about you, man. Literally nobody cares. You think everybody gives a shit about you because you're in your 20s, right? You start, fuck yeah, what is he gonna think? What is she gonna think? And in your 30s, you're like, shit, I need to think, what do I think about myself? But afterwards, you realize nobody ever gave a fuck about you. They just scroll through. Nobody cares. So don't worry about it. Just go for it. You have my permission. I've even ranted and even been a bit angry about it, so as to push you out of your comfort zone. Because if you're someone that's asking that question, if you want to be authentic on camera, you want to actually start something, then do it. Just do it. Like, I got a bunch of people walking in front of me right now, staring at me. I'm doing it. Because it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. So, do it. And that's the message for today's video. Cheers.